What about against the yen? I mean, at these levels, 140, that's looking pretty interesting, isn't it? But the interest rate differential there doesn't seem to be moving much.
True, but we think that it's a great time to buy yen. So if you look at the recent weakness in yen, that's been caused because of two factors. One is the rise in US bond yields, and the second is the market's expectations of a BOJ policy shift have been sort of revised back quite a fair bit. Now, on our end, we think that the 10-year US Treasury yields will move below 3% by March 2023 and move below 3.5% in the next 2 or 3 months. So that could mean that dollar yen could move towards 134, 135 in a 3-month horizon. And we think that ultimately Bank of Japan will have to normalize its policy because the pressure on Bank of Japan to ensure that the markets keep functioning, the bond market specifically, is still there. So we think that on a 12-month horizon, dollar yen could actually touch 120 or 125.
On a 12-month horizon?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Where else do you see the action? I mean, we've seen Singapore, Malaysia ringgit moving again to a record low for Malaysia. Is there any hope for the ringgit?
Well, versus the dollar, we think that the ringgit should strengthen. So again, on a 6 to 12-month horizon, we think that dollar ringgit should move from 4.6 to 4.4. Now, that's down to two reasons. First, we think that BNM will keep the rates on hold while we expect the Fed to cut rates as we get closer to the end of the year. So that should narrow down the interest rate differentials. And secondly, we think that the recent sort of concern around China's growth and the impact we've seen on ringgit and other regional currencies could be a bit overdone. Now, obviously, we've got the PMI data coming out in China later this week, so that would be crucial. But we think that we'll see a bit more policy support come through, and that would mean that not only ringgit but also Chinese-related currencies should see a bit of support in the coming few months.
But what do you think about the China picture overall? We've been talking China all morning, and there seems little consensus about the future direction of the economy, of the currency, of the consumer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a bit uncertain at the moment. Now, on our end, we think that we are unlikely to see a big bang stimulus from the policymakers. It's likely to be a bit more targeted. We could see a bit more easing on the monetary policy front as well. And that could mean that in the near term, over the next month or so, dollar renminbi could stay above 7.0. But, as we move through the year, we think that, Chinese growth should continue to recover. And in contrast, we'll see U.S. economy slow down. So on a 6 to 12-month horizon, we think that dollar renminbi could go towards 6.8.
What's your favorite trade right now? I mean, are you expecting a quiet summer, or do you think there's going to be activity?
Well, it is probably going to be a volatile summer. In terms of currencies, we think that dollar yen is a great trade to have. So we would go long yen in the next few weeks or so if we get an opportunity with a target towards 134, 135 on a 3-month horizon.